And that's the basic story. I'm sure people have some detailed questions they'd like to ask. I don't know. I guess, Shooter, you raise your hands first.
Thanks. I have two questions. Do you know how the animal?
I do not.
And you said I read the report that other species around this animal?
Yes, there were.
What's the total of?
3. That's what we saw. What was happening while we were bringing it out, they were paralleling us, kind of in a way that it's like they didn't want to be seen, but we were crunching the leaves or something, and we would see them. They were aware of us. They didn't try to attack us or anything.
Congratulations, you guys.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, Eric Garrison, Biopure.com. Can you just tell us about the DNA evidence that you assembled, and what did those tests say so far?
Well, we're waiting on that to come back. As far as I guess Tom has it back. Some type of what it looks like to me is like a human ape type creature. It's not a human, it's not an ape. It's definitely something that we've never seen before, so it should come back as something like that.
What condition was the body in when you found it, and how long do you suppose it had been dead?
It was fresh. It was a pretty fresh body. I'm just gonna. What I've been saying is about 2 days old, maybe.
It looked like in the box there was intestines coming out.
Yeah. I don't know to say that. I'm going to leave that up to the scientific community, who's going to do what we're going to have them do an autopsy on it. Okay. Go ahead.
Any casts of the other pigs that were around the area, or
no. Like I said, we were not at the time. We weren't looking for Bigfoot. That's the interesting thing about it. We wouldn't know what we were doing. Took it out of there. We're going to have Tom Biscardi and his team come out, and we're going to join them maybe later on a later date. Try to search for some more.
How did you stumble across this beast, I guess?
Like I said, we were hiking in the woods, and it was deep in the woods. It was actually laying next to a stream, and we actually. It was the only thing I could say is a stroke of luck.
Did you recognize that this was something unusual?
Right away. You know, you see it. For one thing, you just want to check these things out, but the first thing that pops into your head is Bigfoot, and then you take a step back and you think, it can't be, because I didn't believe in Bigfoot at the time, but I've seen the films, and I've seen things on television before, so you have to come to terms with it and realize you've got something special, and that's what it was.
Are you worried about the people?
That's why I'm not revealing the location. We have no intentions of revealing that to the public. I'm sure North Georgia is going to be pretty busy right now as a whole, but my intention also with this is to protect the species. Okay. No.
Why not?
I really don't see any reason to call them.
Your first inclination, though, was just pick up the body and transport it someplace else. Did you photograph? Yeah. Did you take the photograph in the back of the truck?
In the what? That was in a freezer.
That was in a freezer?
Yes.
And you placed it in the freezer and transported it in the freezer?
No. We transported it on the back of a truck. We covered it and transported it on the back of a truck.
Pictures of the creature while you were transporting it?
Yes.
And you didn't bother to take pictures of the creatures that were alive?
Yeah, they have also been filmed as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna in the future will be released footage that you see on all these other shows.
How did you transport the creatures into the truck from the river?
Manpower. We had some. We just dragged it out of the woods. It took us a long time. We had to stop and rest along the way, but we got it done.
With all these cameras, with all these people here, why not show us now the photographs, the footage?
There's been actually.
To their surprise, I've got those photographs here for you guys today, and I will disperse one of each for you. Okay?
How large is the creature, and how much do you think it weighs?
7 feet 7 inches tall. Okay, the footprints were in excess of 16 inches long. The handprint from palm to the upper middle finger, excuse me for interrupting on you, okay, is 11 inches long. Okay, one give these photos out. I've talked to them, and they've agreed, hesitantly. But they're going to do it out of respect to me and to the scientific community and to you people here. You will actually see a bipedal creature, which we've got. We also have one of the body where the tongue and teeth are up close. So it'll prove to you people that this is not a mask. I'm sorry for interrupting. Go ahead.
That's fine. Thank you.
There's a tip line on your website that says to call in if you see any evidence of Bigfoot, and also says that you're looking for the Loch Ness Monster and the Leprechaun.
Yeah, I've upgraded that since all the psychos started calling. I've stopped taking calls because so many people are calling.
Why did you say that? Is that true?
No, we're not looking for the Loch Ness Monster. What was the question? Actually, when we found it, there was some guts were hanging out of it.
Is that what you think killed it?
I don't know what killed it. Like I said, I'm going to leave that up to whoever does the autopsy that can determine that.
What kind of impact do you think it has towards the evolutionary theory?
Well, that's an interesting question too, and that's going to be something that's just going to be left up to whoever the scientists are that look at it.
There was a video of you on YouTube, I believe it was you, saying that this is a hoax, that sort of you were, I believe, confessing. The video is no longer available. Would you care to comment on that video?
I don't believe that there was any video of me saying this is a hoax. This is a real body.
I'm glad that we can address this at this present time. Remember, when I got thrown into this mix, same crazy videos that you people. When I confronted these guys, I realized how the death threats that we received. These guys actually received death threats. I was with them at 3 o'clock in the morning going back to one of their homes. A car with tinted windows outside was waiting for them to come home. They called 911 and they got the cops out there to find out he was a Bigfoot buff and thinking that the body was in the guy's house. Since then, one of these guys have moved from their homes. Why don't you address and tell the people here why you went out and put these YouTube videos together?
We'll go with that. All right. Well, everything. Whenever we first came out with it, we had a lot of people calling saying, like he said, they were making threats, and we just decided to have a little fun with it. I think the only thing that you can say that there is one that says is a hoax. We didn't put that up. I think we stopped her, and that was to give some of these psychos basically something to do for the weekend, because they were calling and they had actually called my family and my job, and they had called Rick's family. And they weren't staying in the Bigfoot world. They were going outside of the Bigfoot world and going into our private lives. And it was getting a little creepy, to be honest with you. So we just gave them something extra to do. And sure enough, 24 hours later, people came on and said, that's his brother. But in previous videos, we had actually had pictures of him in it. So, it was just give him something to do. And we were having fun.
Where is your body now?
That's actually in an undisclosed location. Tom Biscardi has taken possession of it, and it's going to be taken to a safe house where the autopsy will be done, and whoever we decide to let in will be able to be let in, and there won't be a huge frenzy there.